I don't think there's anywhere alive that can convince me to buy another one of these fucking discs. Actually, it's a pretty good idea for a video. Should do that.
Starting off, we have the West Side Gatekeeper. And if that's not a sign for how this video is gonna go, I don't know what is. If we can describe every disc with this vague statement, then maybe I would watch more disc reviews. Also would like to add that always being in stock is not a good thing. Just shows people won't spend the money on that trash. The zone might be more basic than picking Charmander as your starter, but that's for a reason. You can call me a cuck all you want.
Dynamic baskets, man.
He fucking said it.
But I'll watch as I stand in the corner as you try and tame that bull. I'll be rooting for it landing in the water, but that's just me. A midrange disguised as a fairway seems like a cool description of a disc, but even that's not going to convince me to try an MVP disc. I have more self-respect than that after all. Fuck. Okay, you called my bluff. But the Hex is one of the best neutral midranges. In no world can I argue that. If it wasn't for losing mine, there would be a spot saved right next to my Buzz SS, which should be in every person's bag. And if it's not, go use a discount code somewhere. Too bad I don't have one to peddle to you guys yet. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Yeah, that song came out 8 years before I was born, and the only reference I know is from Pitch Perfect. Nah, I'm just kidding. I was just hoping to piss off some of you. But you have the same odds of me bagging an Insanity as Cypress Hill is coming up on my playlist. 0. I haven't heard of the Birdie Strike, as the best glide to reliable fade ratio is a good way to describe a disc. I feel like 7 speeds are the most overlooked frisbees in the game. If you need a new option for an overstable fairway, buy a Firebird, and then maybe try out this thing too, I guess. I'm not sure there's any reason someone needs to have a Stego in the bag. You keep on suggesting, hoping one day I change my mind, but it's not gonna happen. You know what I find fun? Birdies, and there's no way you're getting any of those throwing a damn Stego. I honestly never wanted to try this disc, only because I have no idea how to pronounce it. And I know better than calling it mystery again. I'm trying to get shit on in the comments. That's funny. You think I'm gonna think even for a second bagging at dynamic discs? That's cute. The Legacy Bandit. Not sure what the hell that thing is, but you got me interested. A 9-speed that doesn't take a lot of power in order to achieve its ideal flight. Bomber arms can put some hyzer and watch it fly, as intermediate players can work this into a staple of their bag. But the biggest positive that comes from this disc is you probably don't have any other Legacy discs in your bag. Peter, I like the Wraith because it's not a fucking Discraft disc, so throwing a Scorch defeats that purpose. At least you're willing to admit that your noodle arm is doing the talking for you. You're doing all this talking about very easy flip-ups, yet you made the mistake in not bagging the Wild Honey. Talking to me like I should try this, when in reality, you just need one of those, and your mind will be blown. Like that dude from Tina's newest video. Sorry, wrong platform. Well, if you wanted me to actually try the disc, maybe you should have put some more effort into explaining what it is. Next. First off, no one needs a harp. Second, I do not have meaty bear paws. Instead, I have hands like a Disney princess. But at least it makes me, look real big when I'm alone in my room. You're not too far off claiming the T-Bird 3 is the greatest disc ever made. However, that spot is still reserved for the Honey, but close. A good disc you can pump without worrying about it turning over, and will have that fade you can always rely on. I'm not one to forehand it, but Michael says you can, and he seems smart. Well, kinda. I always hear the Diamond is a good first disc to buy a girlfriend, but I don't discriminate, and I'm assuming most of you have the same arm speed. Seriously though, if you need something you can guarantee to flip, check it out. If not, you'll need the best disc release of 2023. I mean, that's according to the Kush Jedi, but sounds like the type of guy I can't argue with. Bag an Explorer, you say? You know what? Next time I hang out with my girl Dora, then maybe I'll give it a shot. If I was gonna bag an MD3, I would have to buy myself one of the old school editions. I hear people bagging only the new Discmania are losers, but that's only because I've been yelling it. Steven, we may be boys, but picking the Orc over the Firebird? Come on, my guy. What the hell are we even talking about here? Shout out homie for explaining what understable means. Now if the Surge actually does what you're saying, I can see some noodle arms finding success. Unfortunately, that will never see the inside of my bag. Clearly you people aren't understanding this anti-dynamic thing. Jimmy over here was crazy enough to be bagging 3 too many trespasses. Hopefully that's fixed. If not, go find the nearest large body of water. You hype up this Longhorn like I'm gonna like it, but I'd rather go to Texas Roadhouse with a peanut allergy than force myself to find out half of you out there will find no success with this. Although, if you got some power, who am I kidding? Get yourself something normal. The Mamba is the people's disc. If you can't get anything to hold the turnover, I hope the disc golf Jesus this will be able to do it for you. If not, there's only one thing you can do. Yeah, okay, buddy. Clearly you haven't heard of the damn wild honey. This is the second person in the last week that's told me to throw a coyote. Either Trevor has fucking spies, or there's two people that are stupid enough to throw this thing. I have never in my life heard of Evolvent? How the fuck do you even say this? Evolvent discs? Which makes me want someone to check this thing out. Just not me. The flight numbers are 6, 6, -1, 1. I know some people just cringed at that, but chill out. Flight numbers aren't that bad. Don't believe me? Then how'd you know exactly what that disc was supposed to fly like? And I know damn well you haven't heard of this disc. You already know I be preaching that good word, disc golf Jesus. You're right about the Loft Boreum being one of the goofier discs I've ever felt. Not sure why you're only into the kinky discs, but can't say you don't have a type. It just happens to be weird. Caleb, I refuse to believe that you aren't sponsored, because there's no way someone would actually recommend 2 different Prodigy discs to me. I don't care if the Hawkeye is the exact mold of the FD I just lost. There's no way I'll be letting Jeremy Renner inside my disc golf bag. Sorry, but it ain't happening, folks. The KC Pro Rock does in fact suck. I don't know what's more strange, you suggesting a disc made by RPM or describing it as delicious. What does that even mean in regards to throwing a frisbee? I can't wrap my head around that one. Just like someone trying to convince me the pig belongs inside anyone's bag, you'll have a better job at telling me 1 × 1 is 2. Full fucking Terrence Howard. You're going to need to say a lot more than just that, because right now, you're about 3 inches away from being banned from the channel. Chill out, guys, that's still 2 more than you need, so he's got plenty of room before anything happens. But my eyes are on you. I'm only allowing the queen because for some reason, DG Jesus has one in the bag too, and he's been telling me about how awesome it is. And in his words, this disc goes so far without any power, which I think is just another way to say it's a 14 speed that flies like an 11. But yeah, I don't get it either. My boy Ken loves his Sidewinder, and he's 65, so I agree, great for all skill levels. But the people that will find the greatest success are those with slower arms. They should be able to get natural turn while bigger arms can bust out some sick rollers. Whoa, easy now. I don't need any more reasons to bag Clash discs. They're way too expensive for that shit. But you do have my curiosity piqued. I'm not going to disagree with those comments about the Essence. And now that you've brought it to my attention, I might just have to give one a try again. I was thinking soda, but I distinctively remember telling myself after purchasing a first run Essence that if I ever lost that C-Line FD, that I would bag it. Well, pretty sure I ended up giving that one away, but the sentiment still stands. Or who knows, I'll probably just end up getting the soda. So I've actually been described exact scenarios like this one from people on the course for the Watt. Maybe one day I'll give it a fair chance. But the Popcorn and me have been developing this great relationship, it wouldn't feel right to abandon it now. Bubba, you got me at bear riding a bomb. Where can I purchase this disc? Please just take my money. It's too bad I have no clue where you can buy Premier discs. Is that a real company, or am I being punked? Where's Ashton? Thought Space discs are pretty, so that's a good excuse to throw it, even if the disc doesn't end up being as great as you say. The Construct? I think Jesus used to bag that, and I bet you he couldn't even tell me what it used to fly like. Heiser Flip, you say? That does happen to be the way I throw. However, I don't see a world in which I can find myself buying an Avenger SS, and now saying it out loud, I can guarantee it. Yeeter McPeter, the JLS is a great fucking disc. I can agree with you there. More people need to appreciate the straight long shots it brings with every throw. All it takes is around 80% power, and then there's a 320-foot laser beam dead straight through that sundial. That's what Mr. Yeeter says at least. The Pharaoh is another good disc that I think slower arm speed players should check out once they're done with their destroyer fading out at 250 feet to the left. Once you figure out the angles like Ben over here, you can put down some crazy lines. From hyzer flips on steep angles to 75% power finesse shots in the woods that can still push 400 feet. Yeah, I used to bag a Pharaoh. Sue me. What did Stone Cold say? I don't give a damn what Stone Cold has to say. The gun putt was worse than the Stardust gimmick. And this disc isn't getting a redemption arc. Why does everyone want me to try a Crave so damn bad? I'm more of a Fruity Pebbles kind of guy, but it has to be in the right conditions. I'd rather blow a homeless dude than eat soggy PBs. And that's all I had time for today. I mean, can you blame me? A guy can only go through so many shitty discs until he's reached his breaking point. And after hearing the pig, I knew I needed to get out of there. Shout out to everyone who commented. You guys make these videos possible. What else would I do without all these horrible suggestions? But for real, thank you guys. If you happen to enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Who knows, I might even do another one just like this if you guys really want. But for now, go check out my ranking of every single disc in Calvin Heinberg's bag.